Hi lovelies, my name is Vanicoco, and if this is the first time you're seeing me on your screen, you are welcome to my YouTube channel. Just a brief introduction, I am a Nigerian YouTuber living in Texas, USA. Yay! Okay, so without further ado, let's get right into the video. So this is basically a life update on what I've been doing and why I've been in and out of YouTube. Fun fact, I have been on YouTube for about 8 years in total, and I pop in every 2 years. I know. But be rest assured that I will start being consistent, I promise. And that's exactly why I'm making this video, because I want y'all to hold me accountable for my actions now, okay? So I need you to help me on this journey, because I promise it's going to be fun and exciting. So basically, I'm going to be talking about life on my channel. I would be reviewing products. I would be having chit chats and get ready with me. And currently, like I mentioned earlier, I moved to the United States of America, and I would also be sharing my journey with you. There will be lots of story times, which brings me to my next topic: the truths about moving abroad. Now, if this is why you tuned in, you know that you need to keep watching. No matter where you're from, you know, moving from a different country to another country is filled with so many mixed emotions. It's exciting, it's scary, it's fun, it's adventurous. You know, you just get to learn different cultures. There's diversity. Without further ado, you clicked on this video because you want to know the tips, the pros, the cons, realities versus expectations of moving abroad. So I have a list of all the topics that we're going to be discussing today, so just stay tuned and let's get right into it. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to say is visiting versus moving are two different things. Trust me, they are two different things. In as much as moving to a new country is fun and adventurous and exciting, the truth is the grass isn't always greener on the other side, and it will take more than determination to keep you going. So stay tuned for tips and tricks on how to maneuver your way in a new country. Now, people move for different reasons. So be it you're an African moving to an Asian country, or moving to a colder climate, or wherever, you know, it's really different. Or say, you know, you're an Asian moving to an African country, it's also different as well. So you need to do research on where you're going to be moving to. You need to know about the area, you know, more about the geographical location. A country consists of different states, so be sure what state you are going to, how you plan on getting there, how you plan on surviving there. Do some research on what the customs are like there. That's the first. Now I'll be talking about weather next. So I'm going to be talking from my point of view. I'm an African, and moving to the United States of America wasn't so much as a shock with regards to climate change for me, because I mean, there's technology now, you watch movies, you're even excited to experience snow because we don't have that back home. You're excited to experience fall and, you know, all the different seasons, right? So back home, basically you have it being hot or it being cold. So it's either it's really hot or there's hamatan. Yeah, so that kind of thing. And you just need to be sure, you know, your body can adjust properly to that kind of climate. You need to be ready. You need to prepare yourself mentally, physically, and also health-wise. So depending on what state exactly in the United States that you'll be moving to, the weather is different. Now, I can tell you for a fact, I live in Texas, and the weather is like back home. I love it. I absolutely love it here. The weather, of course. Now, it's really sunny, and sometimes I feel it's even more sunnier than back home. Just my observation, right? And then when it's cold, it's not as cold as other states that I have lived or visited. Next thing that I'm going to be addressing is the government. So where I'm from, I mean, there's no government that is perfect, that's for sure. But you know, where I'm from, it's a joke. Point blank, period. I'm not even gonna sugarcoat it. It's a joke. Doesn't mean that where I'm at is amazing either, but there's some sort of structure. People are accountable for their actions. You can call people out on their bullshit. If someone is moving funny, you can call them out. Where I'm from, animals swallow money. Literally, like, I'm talking about it now and we're laughing about it, and I'm sure you're probably laughing about it too. And if you're Nigerian or you're African, you can relate. Animals swallow money. People make up stories. You have people who are supposed to be accountable for certain things, and they just misuse funds intentionally without even giving any logical explanation. It's a joke. It's a big joke. That's it. So you're gonna have that, you know, change, which is good. Now, there's no government that is good, there's no government that is perfect, but in America, where I am right now, there is structure, and you can call people to order. Those infrastructures are set in place. Those authorities are set in place. There are checks and balances that people follow here. So that's definitely a breath of fresh air. Another thing I'd like to point out is planning. So moving here, what I got to realize is you can plan effectively. You can have a 5-year plan, and if you work hard, you're dedicated, and you're focused, you're gonna achieve that plan. Back where I'm originally from, if you have a 5-year plan, you've got to plan for hiccups. Not like you won't plan for hiccups or miscellaneous or unexpected events here. Most definitely you will, but it won't come at you bus. Back home, you've got to plan consciously. You've got to, every breath you take has to be planning for a downfall, and it really can be frustrating, exhausting, exasperating. It can just weaken your morale in general. Another thing you need to understand with moving abroad is an accent change. So, I mean, English basically is a general language wherever you might move, and most people speak English depending on the culture, but I'll be focusing on the United States of America. Now, where I come from, I speak English, and here we speak English as well, but then your intonations and pronunciations of things might differ. So I would just say be confident. Your English is not bad, right? Where you come from, you were colonized by a different country. So don't automatically come here and try to change your accent or try to form phone. Yes, don't try to form phone, because it will just be a joke, and the joke will be on you. Learn how to pronounce words properly, and that's all you need to do. Honestly, don't be intimidated. If someone says excuse me, or if someone can hear you properly, repeat yourself confidently. Don't repeat yourself in another tone. Don't repeat yourself in another accent just so you can feel accepted. No, we don't do that. Okay. Another thing that is different is the food here. So that is a con for me and a pro for you if you're moving here, right? So let me explain it to you. Most of the food that we have here in America are, you know, processed food. So they're not 100% healthy or grown from ground. Most of them have chemicals that are put in them, and they're not healthy for you. You have lots of takeout places here. It's really easy for you to lose yourself and become really fat, right? But where I'm from, you have vegetable, you have proper, like, your fruits are real fruits. There's nothing that is put in there that is artificial. No, you can grow your fruits yourself. Mind you, you can grow fruits here and vegetables here as well, but it's a lot harder. The process is just longer, it's harder. People just go to the store, go to the malls and get whatever food they need to get. So that's something that I miss. I miss good natural organic food. And even like the organic and natural food that is here is more expensive. So low income families wouldn't necessarily be able to afford those kind of healthy organic food when back home is easily accessible. Another thing, you pay for every single thing. There is nothing free. If you can pay for air that you're breathing here, I'm pretty sure they'll look for a way to put that in there, but thank God we don't have to pay for it, right? So you pay for everything. If you have a car, you've got to pay your car insurance, you've got to get health insurance, you've got to pay for different services. And that's how the system works properly, because people pay their dues when they're done. And then there's also a credit system that they have here. So the country is built on a credit system. So if you have a good credit score, you're able to get loans, you're able to buy homes, you're able to invest, and that is a pro. And back home, is either you're rich or you're poor. It's either you're a big boy or you're not. It's either you're living on the island or you're living on the mainland. Like, don't get me wrong, it's not like they're not low income homes here or things like that, but even with like the barest minimum, the government still provides essential services to its citizens, and that is important. Another thing I'd like to address is electricity. There is 24-hour constant power supply, which is a breath of fresh air. You are getting what you paid for. There is no NEPA, PHCN wala. Like, it is a breath of fresh air. It's different from actually staying it or visiting. Like, here you have that. As long as you pay your bills, you will get electricity. As long as you pay your water bill, you will get water. As long as you pay your rent, you will be in your apartment or in a house, or whatever source of accommodation you have, you would remain there. Like, it goes in an orderly and organized manner. You pay and you receive. You pay and you receive. No fights, no questions. You can hold authorities accountable for that. So that is a good thing. And also with regards to government, so during this really bad times, and I'm talking COVID-19, for most countries there was a quarantine imposed by authorities. And I do remember that I was reading through the news and also talking to family, friends and relatives that are back home, and it was just really sad because most people didn't have any source of income if they were supposed to be quarantined at home or to stay home. But the difference was, back here in the United States, the government provided avenues where they could still receive certain like stimulus checks for staying at home or for quarantine for a particular period of time. Their job opportunities here are more secure. There are things like unemployment insurance benefits, whereby if you stop work for reasons that are beyond your control, you can get benefits if you're eligible for it for the time that you did put in whilst you were still working before you stopped working. So there are those opportunities here. There's the pandemic unemployment assistance for people who have been affected by COVID-19. The government cares. You can use that word cares, and provides through the taxes that you pay. But back home, it's a different situation entirely. It's every man for himself, literally. So that is something that is, you know, a pro for you living here, and definitely a con living back in like an African country. So just a bonus tip, moving abroad, get all your African designs and African attires, and don't be scared to rock them. People appreciate different cultures and different patterns here, and it's also a way of starting new friendships. You wear your African attire, you'll be able to tell your story, tell your history, you know, talk about your history, talk about your story. And it really is an avenue to have new partnerships, new friendships, and just share where you're from. So be proud of where you're coming from, even though you know exactly where you're going. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please be sure to give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe so I can keep providing you with valuable content. And I hope you found this video very, very, very helpful. If you would like me to discuss any other thing with regards my moving here, questions, suggestions on what next you would like me to talk about, please leave it in the comment section, and my contact details will be in the description box. Stay safe, stay blessed, and stay jiggy.